Divorce and separation is incredibly stressful. It can cost a fortune and take longer than you ever imagined. How you choose to divorce can be one of the most important decisions you ever make. Hello, I'm John Hind, a mediator, a lawyer, a coach and trainer. So why am I being so dramatic? Well, for one thing, how you separate can significantly affect the long-term health and development of your children. What could be more important than that, to say nothing of your own physical and emotional health? Making the right choices early on about how you divorce is crucial. Now, I spent 22 years as a lawyer, over 17 years mediating and been through my own divorce. So I guess, well, I should know what I'm talking about. Of course, I don't say this to brag, to show off, but to hopefully reassure you that I know what works when it comes to separating. So how do you make the right choices? Well, to help you, I've created the compass resolution options model here on the flip chart based on 4 main options and 3 key factors. As I go through these, I want you please to keep an eye and ear on the theme of empowerment running through each and every option. The 4 main options are represented by the 4 areas on the flip chart. Here, mediation, lawyer-led solutions including collaborative practice. We've got our judge-based solutions up here, including court and arbitration. And down here on the bottom right, we've got the go it alone, the do-it-yourself option. Now, the 3 key factors represented by the 3 coloured lines are green for the amount of costs, blue horizontally for the amount of time, and the red line running diagonally through every option is the one relating to stress. Let's now look at each option in turn, in terms of the time, the money and the stress. First, mediation. It would help, I think, to watch my videos, what is mediation and what do mediators do. Mediation is all about empowering you and your former partner to work together. Yes, to work together to reach your own financial and parenting agreements. Now, I believe that this is so important that I'll say it again. Mediation is about empowering each and both of you to reach your own decisions together, saving you considerable time, money and stress. Now, people often say to me, why bother when communication and trust has completely broken down? And I want to reply, if it didn't sound too flippant, surely that's why you need someone who specialises in helping you both to communicate, and a process which kind of focuses on finding solutions and diffusing rather than escalating conflict. The money savings themselves can be enormous, as you can see from the model. Typically, mediation can be anything from free if you qualify for legal aid, or around about £500 if you don't. Now, you may want to watch my video, How Much Does Mediation Cost, for more information about this. As for time, well, because you're working together and focusing on working together, making decisions, it can be much, much quicker, which means that sorting out in mediation can take weeks rather than months and sometimes years. Mediation can, of course, be stressful, but not nearly as stressful as court. Well, let me turn to the second option, lawyer-led solution. Many people, of course, still go to lawyers first when they separate. Why? Well, because a lawyer on your side can feel a familiar and comforting concept to understand. A lawyer will listen, advise, support, and crucially, argue for you. However, there is a price to pay for this, not just in the cost of a lawyer, typically £200 an hour or more, but in terms of a process which can often and quickly become polarised, prolonged, taking many months to conclude. Now, no one can blame the lawyers for this. I certainly don't. It's simply the result of the process which actually you choose. However sensible and constructive and fair your lawyer is, the fact of the matter is they're representing you. Now, your former partner will, of course, have their own lawyer doing exactly the same. Each will be arguing your case from theirs and your perspectives, which are quite likely to be very different. And the result? Well, costs often in excess of £5,000 and cases often taking many months to negotiate. Now, you can always go to court if you don't agree or get your own way, and this is often what happens. Court is the third option. All I can say here is beware the world of the family court. It can often be alien, stressful, it can feel prolonged, costly, and completely disempowering. Ask anyone who's sat for hours in a small room in a court building. as their lawyers shuttle backwards and forwards, taking instructions and arguing for them in an attempt to avoid going before the judge in the court. Now you might ask, why bother trying to avoid going before the judge when you may have spent many months and thousands of pounds to get to a judge who can finally decide for you both? Well, they will of course do so if they have to, but ask most judges and they'll tell you that even at the door of the court, they prefer that you both make your own decisions together about your future, your children and your money. The key in all this is to make the right choices early on and avoid the long, stressful and costly journey to court. Faced with the costs of legal advice coupled with not knowing much about mediation, many couples sometimes feel that the only choice they have is to go it alone. This is the fourth and the final choice. But is going it alone the answer? Well, when it comes to your children, the answer may be yes. As I've said, the courts certainly don't want to get involved unless they really have to. I, for one, admire the courage of parents who often struggle their way through separation, doing the best they can to parent their children together under very difficult circumstances. But this also has a price. Although you save money, the price can be a permanently damaged relationship as you struggle to replace your former intimate relationship with a positive parental relationship. Now, the help of a mediator in these circumstances can be invaluable in helping you and your former partner develop new constructive patterns of communication. You may want to watch my video, What the Mediators Do. Well, there you have it. You have four main options and three key factors to choose from. Some empower, some disempower. Some cost a fortune, some cost very little. Some take weeks, others take months, but it's still your choice. Now, it can all be very confusing, but I hope that this options model will help you make the right choice and keep your costs and your time and above all your stress to a minimum. If you are separating and considering your options, have a chat with one of our mediators. Good luck and thanks for watching.